everybody. Greetings. Good morning. Greetings to everybody. Anthony, I see you. Thank you for stopping by. This is going to be a quick one. I hope you guys will be available later on in the day. We're going to have an extensive, hopefully, an extensive conversation on this new party that was adopted for the coalition. I'd like to know what you guys think. I really, really want to learn from you guys. I've been observing, lately what's been going on, and the coalition talks and all of that. So a lot of people have different opinions about it. A lot of people have expressed concerns, while others are solidly behind it. I really like to hear from everyone so that, at the end we can, put heads together and really talk this through. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this. I don't know. I don't know yet what my real feelings are about this situation. But I have a lot of mixed feelings. But the only thing that keeps me like going is the fact that Peter Obi is part of it, and we all know that Peter Obi means well for Nigeria and wants the best for the country. It's not about taking power by fire by force. You understand? It's about, us getting it right. He's not for taking power. He says, I'm not desperate to be president, but I'm desperate to see Nigeria work, and that's what's keeping me going, to be honest. That's why I am excited and I'm supporting, Peter Obi. But we're gonna see and watch how this all plays out in the end. At the end of the day, this is not one person's this is not something that one person alone can do. It's going to require everybody. I hope that everybody is, getting themselves ready. You understand? Because not be just mouth again. Now we see what's going on. I hope that everybody is like really gearing up for what needs to happen. Guys, excuse my hair, my face, please. And hey, Seed don't show. Seed, you must come later. We need to discuss this thing. We need to talk about them. I need education. I need I need more of it to be broken down to me. But it's okay. Okay. Sid says mixed feelings, but it's okay because other groups seriously balkanized. Yeah, that's true. So I think that it was a smart move that they kind of threw out the bone to the dogs. Like when they adopted that initial party, what's the name of that party again? That had corn inside. And we're all angry that what kind of party is this that I can't remember the name. Is it ADC? I can't remember. Because ADC is the one they've adopted now. So while they're bustling and rushing to all those parties and trying to do a lot of destruction, and they have finally captured PDP, captured LP and the rest of them, right? Now this one they didn't know. This one, it was like they pulled the rug out of their feet, which I kind of like the angle and the strategy with which they did this. But I still have mixed feelings. There's still a lot more for me to learn and observe. I'm still in observation mode. But the only thing that keeps me going, like I said, is Peter Obi, because he wants the best for Nigeria. He's not there desperately trying to seek power and relevance. Now, some people are upset. Let me just put it out here. Some Edo people are upset because during when they asked Peter Obi during the live conversations, when he came on live and they asked him, are you about I think the 4-year term and all of that, and he said he was open to it because he believes in zoning. So some Edo people are very upset because this was the same issue that Edo people were faced with in the last election, and Peter Obi ignored that. All right? He ignored it. So a lot of people are upset with him. Like, this is double standards. Why would you also, because it benefits you now, you are okay with zoning, but when it benefits, because that's why we're in a mess in Edo State. That's exactly why we're in a mess. And I have to say, I'm a bit disappointed in Peter Obi with regards to that. You cannot want what's good for you and not want for the others. I'm sorry. It left kind of a bitter taste in my mouth, because that's what I thought. Like, people made it clear that zoning was important. Of course, there were a lot of people that were gaslighting and say, oh, I beg you, this one, that one, this. But see, now it's playing, it's come round full circle. This is why you always have to, even if it is difficult, you always have to stand for the right thing. For people, you cannot assume, or because, oh, you know what, let me do it because the benefit. No, it doesn't work like that. There are people are behind, there are people on the other side of this thing. You understand? So you're going to get a lot of Edo people that are very angry at Peter Obi. That does not speak to the generality of all Edo people. I know for a fact that a lot of Edo people still like Peter Obi and understand why he had to take the stance that he took in the Edo election, even though I didn't agree with it. And you guys know I supported my own candidate with full chest. You understand? So there's that. So in case you get comments, people, Edo people coming at you and saying, I beg, this is the reason why. Because a lot of people were not happy about that. Now, Peter Obi says he's open to 4-year term, which I like, to be honest with you. I actually admire that about him. Even though there are people saying, oh, he's a human being, power intoxicates when he gets there now, this, that, and the other. That's a different topic for another day. We'll talk that one later. But yes, so this is where all the mixed feelings are. But what remains for me is that Peter Obi is going to be a very solid part of that coalition, and we'll see how it plays out, because in his speech he didn't say whether he was going to lead it or not. He left it very open. Okay, we left it very open, so we'll see how that works. Kenny, welcome. Oh. Yeah, no details yet. I know, no detail, but of course, Rauf, as you guys know, Rauf Aregbesola is the interim national secretary, and then Tam David Mark is the interim national chairman of the party. He has agreed with the North cause. Like I said, that the North can't fly a northern candidate now, because the real thing is excuse me, guys. The real thing is remove T-Pain. If he delivers in 4 years, what? Exactly, that's what I thought. Me, I know that Peter Obi will deliver in 4 years. I know Peter Obi will deliver in 4 years. Me, no. I have that much confidence in him. I know say Peter Obi will deliver in 4 years, because he's somebody who stands by the work he wants to do. So that, based on that, I can believe him. He's not greedy. He doesn't seem like someone who doesn't, he doesn't, those kind of things don't get to him, you know. Power is not drunk on it. Who they call my name? I beg go. Anyway, I also think he has put forth Obidati as a ticket, while the big wigs will put in the structure on the ground. We'll see. It will be good though. To be honest with you, that will be the perfect move. But everything is still playing out. We'll see how it happens. They're in conversations. I just showed you a clip of it. I'm sure you guys have been following up on the story as well. But I wanted to come here and quickly say, just, you know, like a trailer of our conversation later on in the day. I may have to move our live, because I scheduled it for 6. I know some of my viewers are, you know, in a different location, so they would need to have the opportunity to speak. So I might bring it up a little bit, bring it forward a little bit, and just have people start talking while I finish off our work. However, yeah, so there's so many lives going on about the ADC right now on Twitter space. So And then on the flip side, APC is having it. There's a lot of turmoil in the APC party right now. Um, I hear say APC kasala don burst for there. I don't know whether I know the gist. If I know the gist, more than tell me say Mandela did one term. If the obedience and the big wigs join forces, T-Pain may not survive, but T-Pain has INEC. Yeah, so that's why we have to. That's why we need to put pressure on the reformation, the electoral laws reformation. As we dey talk this one, we need to be pushing that as well. We have to be doing all at the same time, because if they're not doing well, you guys know that means say their plan. You understand? So we need everybody. I'm glad because it kind of feels like everybody they take up the fight when they need to take up. you know so like I don't know if you guys listened to the interview, Peter Aka's interview. Brilliant guy. That guy was perfect response to Reno Mockery. Walai. I had to go back and watch the entire video, the entire podcast. That guy flows, man. He flows with his submissions and everything. I love the way he responded to Daddy Freeze. I love because when Daddy Freeze said the only thing he likes, he thinks Peter Obi is a good man. He thinks this bullshit talk that they talk. And then he says, oh, the only problem he has is that he worked with Abacha. Hello, there's a literal picture of T-Pain walking behind. Matter of fact, he was one of those who probably sold out Abacha. Are you okay? Are you people okay? What kind of gaslighting is that? That is really tricky, very manipulative stuff, right? And then the same you that was walking around with what did they call that guy when they don't throw for inside jail now? That guy when they flaunt money for Dubai. You get the audacity to the talk say person they work with person. Do you know in what capacity you worked with him? Eh? And I like the way Peter Aka responded to him. That was apt. That was quite impressive. I give that guy his flowers. That interview was the best. Man, I was like, God, this is the perfect response to Myrna Mokri. Hush Puppy, thank you very much. Hey, Michael, welcome. Yeah, he was on point. Daddy Freeze was shot. Exactly. You see, he now kind of cowered and saying, oh, if everybody can be like you, look at the way you're talking. I say, go thunder fire you. You lucky say na Peter Aka when they very diplomatic. That the guy take he knocked Daddy Freeze down. Give it up for Nigerians. Nigerians are smart. I mean, doff my hat to all of you here. You guys are smart, man. You guys are the best. I mean, when one are ready for something, now they mean them. No. For that one, I respect you now. I really do. Nigerians, no, take your flowers. That guy finished work for that podcast. I know they watch that podcast, but when I go there, when I see what Peter they do, I say, wow, what? Peter was giving it back to back. Forget that the free show. I'm telling you. Peter Obi already told us how he got the port job. Exactly, he already did. People even started circulating the video and all of that. People started, circulating it and all of that. So for now, everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Please come with your notepads. We're going to get into it. I'm not saying me don't start my campaign since. Now where we know the direction where we go. We still the observe, because for me, I see the observe, and they look it up, and they look the move, and they look at Medati, because I don't want Medati to be lost in all of this. Because that guy, now my spirit brother, be that. As in, the way they bring him on, I like him. Now, to those of you that are always coming for my boo, Kenneth Okonkwo, you see that you might not like this guy's delivery, but you gotta give it to him. Sometimes he says things that a lot of people are not bold enough to say. And then some of you will come and start saying, why is he talking about Peter Obi like that? Even the Peter Obi himself does not run away from criticisms. I don't know why you people always feel a type of way. My boo has not done wrong. Has he done wrong? No, he hasn't. I know some of you are going to come here, the likes of Guy Onwalele and Sid, they are going to come. You guys are quick to say boo, my boo, my boo. Was he wrong after all? I mean, yeah, you can say that. Why did he have to, say Peter Obi called him a betrayer or whatever? Yeah, I get that. But come on now. You guys should cut this guy some slack, right? It's all for the good. Anyway, he was the one who talked about let everybody have rotation. Is he not playing out now? Is he not playing out when he said that the way he wants to treat is that this one can have 4 years so that it's equity? Is he not playing out now? Okay, all right, you guys keep coming for my boo. I just thought I put that out there, in defense of my boo. Let me see. Thank you very much, Chukudi. Thank you. Welcome, sir. That the Freeze only hates Peter Obi because he believes PO doesn't show off. Exactly. In buying stupid European goods. All the thumbnails of Daddy Freeze will always show he's useless. Exactly. Because he wants to live hush puppy lifestyle. That's why he likes that's why he was very friendly with hush puppy. The audacity for him to come and be pointing finger. For a man who walked. He even did a Abacha regime. He did them what's it called, he served them. He wanted to declutter the port, and that's why he went there to do what he needed to do. That's why Abacha made him the MD of Port Authority, right? Sid, that is lost in the mix. There are more northern influential people in this new mix. Yeah, I don't want him to be lost though. I get it, Sha, because I know somebody told me, and someone from the north that I know told me that Ahmed Dati, he doesn't really have the type of influence in the north, So I don't know, but I like him. I hope he remains and keeps himself relevant. We need him. Sid, okay now, no problem. Dark man, welcome. Oh, thank you, I appreciate. Thank you. Let's focus on removing T-Pain. Yep, that's right. That's the main focus, removing T-Pain, right? And not just removing him, having a working system. Or a lot of us, a lot of you guys that have business ideas, have, somebody like my brother here, Michael, who has like a whole, I'm sure he has a blueprint in his brain and on paper. You understand? All of us that want to go back, some of us that are farmers, we want to go back and grow our own food and do our own thing. You understand? Instead of going to another country, let's just go home and go and help build our communities, right? So not just getting in, but doing the work, which is why I appreciate Peter Obi in that mix. Daddy Freeze is a hypocrite now. Exactly. Yes, so dark man, na T-Pain, oh, na T-Pain with the collar. Who remembers when this T-Pain, when his name came up, T-Pain came up, right? The original T-Pain was like, you don't understand why he named the trend for Nigeria all of a sudden. Oh my God. Mm. Mm. Guys, welcome. Oh, sorry. I no say I dey multitask for here. Eh? Okay. Honest Daddy Freeze is a honest bunch is saying saving his faltering Juno career. Exactly. Exactly. Right? I'm wondering why they even hired him on what's it called, that podcast. To be honest, I didn't think he was a proper fit, but who am I? Because what they are doing, I don't know if you guys saw Don Aza's video on what on this guy on the last podcast with David Peter Aka. Don Azar broke it down completely. Like it's their sensation. They bring people to come and just talk. Do you understand? For the heck of talking sake. That's what they do, right? They bring people to just talk and to trigger, use triggering words, create topics that will get people talking. I don't know, I forget the word he used. You guys should go and watch. It's pretty interesting, pretty cool breakdown that he gave. That is on the ticket. Just wait. Okay. What will they wait now? There is nothing that would be sweeter than Dati taking over after PU. Complete. I'm telling you, right? That's why I said, please, Dati should not be lost in the mix because, man, the obedient movement is solidly behind Dati. You know that. It's not just Peter Obi. It's for some of us now. Dati now we see we like Dati. I mean, of course I appreciate Peter Obi for the transformational leader that he is, for the visionary behind all of this, right? But Dati kind of won our hearts because he's a very disciplined, focused man. I appreciate disciplined people. I appreciate people with a lot of with integrity that has the capacity to be bad, big and bad, and do whatever, but choose not to. They like power under control. That's the word, right? Power under control. That's the kind of person that Dati and PU are. So even then, Dati, when they talk say not get influence, how many minutes they'll take build influence for not with him brother and the rest of them. Removing T-Pain is not enough if that is the goal there. Exactly, Kene, it's not enough. Not be to come, we no wan get wetin, wetin they do. Even though I no follow the election for during Jonah time. Now wetin they do for Jonah time be that dem wan remove Jonah. They focus on removing Jonah. They ignore the person wey they bring come. At the end of the day, did it not end up being a disaster? Who want that again? Abeg o, no want to. Abeg. I get blue, beige, and black prints for Naija. I'm telling you, I already know, Michael. I already know. Employing tens, if not hundreds of people is my goal. I already know. We are all for His Excellency Peter Obi, the incoming president. Danny, welcome. Yes, absolutely. By God's grace. That will do 2 terms after Obi. That will be sweet. Seed, oh my God. Hey, see, this way your talk so e be like say when you are hot, you never see water drink. Person come offer you cold water on a summer day. Na be this. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. The goal is removing any obstacles to a working Nigeria. Bam. That's it, Kenny. Any obstacle against a working Nigeria. Absolutely. Exactly. Reform INEC, diaspora voting. Exactly. Reform security. You guys hear when Peter Obi said that he will be the minister. When all these presidents have been coming in, they want to be minister of petroleum. He wants to be minister of security. More, I say I love this. Because security is the most important thing. Do you guys remember the story he gave about the Jacksons, that they came to visit and they said they wanted to come back home? You guys hear that? More, abeg o. Open economic corridors, electricity, Nigeria will rise to. Yeah, exactly. On our politics, welcome. How you dey, Ovie? Those honest bunch people like the useless Niger journalists never do research. How can you invite Reno Mokri with his lies, and when you invite someone to counter his lies, you start acting shocked? Exactly. They know the truth. Some of these people know the truth. It's just sensationalization. They want to sensationalize everything. That's what the problem is. You know, that's what the problem is. When I hear say Wike don't give in other pikin another 1,000 hectares of land, and I hear that one. Sorry. Now hear say Wike don't give a pikin another hectares of land, another 1,000 hectares of land. Hey God, I never see Nigeria. Hey. So meanwhile, the administrator in Rivers State, they are slamming him, right, for squandering the resources of the state because apparently he went to put what's it called, CCTV worth 24 point something billion in government state house. Abi, eh? let's hear what this guy has to say. Let me just play the video for you guys.
Budget 20 something billion for camera wey full my own house, 30 billion for gunboat. He never finish. We know say na president man, na Tinubu person, the probing no go work. He come to thief money for Rivers State. May we keep quiet. They spend billion, they spend billion. Our money they spend, may we keep quiet. Thunder fire on idea for the war that they do Nigeria. He eye dey shine for Rivers State money. Or I keep quiet. Make una no gree and go. The man when he come here new, he face dey like a farmer. Somebody wey dey got banga for bush. But now see eye fresh. See eye dey shine like some be kidnapper. See eye dey shine like some be thief. President Tinubu, you know they hear this one. Now to declare state of emergency, now you go do for us. There today my pocket. Now you wear the fear. But my own problem now this man will don't thief our money finish. Where they say from Cross River. Where in then Obom Ete or Ete Yakara or Mogete, Mowa Navy or General Navy, where they say be soul and soul water or caretaker. Make an approval, make an approve this man. Internal revenue, SS crude, allocation, everything. Man, where they say watch this thing. Budget 20 something billion for camera, way full my own house. 30 billion for gunboat. He never finish you. Say spend 23 billion for case of any emergency. On a need say spend 23 billion. For which one? He don't commission anything since he come here. He don't commission road, even borehole. President Tinubu, you know they hear this one. And to declare state of emergency, now you will do for us. Make him give account to make an agree and go. The man when he come here new, he face the day like a farmer. Somebody with
the federal government has announced that individuals who have remained.
Hey, now yeah, the man say man when he come. Esther, welcome, oh, my sister. How you dey? Welcome. The coalition will be incomplete without the excellency. Yeah, a fearless. He was there. I saw him there. He's there in the video that I showed earlier. Yeah, exactly, Esther. He was there. They cannot do it. He has to be part of it too. He has to be part of it. And then when I hear say T-Pain, he go offer scholarship to people for students for St. Lucia. Meanwhile, for Nigeria, they don't cancel scholarship. In fact, the schools, they're not going to fix the schools. Teachers are being owed so much salary. Civil servants, they cry. When I see the people when they protest for FCT, say they never pay them. For how many months? Hey. CCTV, 24 billion. A very good camera is 100K. 150K with setup of no more than 250K total, including labor and cost. How many cameras did the guy set up with that amount of Nigeria will be? Exactly. It's crazy. It really is crazy wild. People, they send messages to Atiku. They say, you see this coalition, if they give you the ticket, we go support we go support T-Pain. Hey. So the entire ADC leadership at all levels has resigned to provide a platform for the coalition to rescue. So all the people that were in ADC before, all of them have resigned. All of them. So some people are issuing apologies to obedience. Some guy came up and said, if I ever offended any member of the obedience, please forgive me. We have a party to build. We have a country to build. We have a nation to rescue. So for those who are supporting the ADC, so a lot of people are waiting for him to officially announce that he's now part of the ADC. And I would, if everybody should please go and get your register and go and be a card carrying member of ADC. We need to flood that place. We really need to flood it. Meanwhile, now here say they give Annie Macaulay title. He gets some, I don't know when they give him a position. Man, I'm gonna listen to this video.
Your trusted allies that you built over the years, people are now in power, selling slots. If not, if I am wrong, bring out on what merit did Ali Macaulay become NISTF?
Una dey hear?
Why people put her there? People are not ashamed. Shabina, before I know the APC, when I get there say I know the APC at the talk, I don't judge you. So announcement, yo, our party APC is giving criminals slots. If you know you're a criminal, come out with your full shares. My father's government is encouraging them. Return better Edu now. Bring better Edu back. What is the essence of chasing better Edu away? Let better Edu and Ali Macaulay, let them come and compete. Who can steal public funds? Since this government is shameless, or people don't even have an idea of what you're supposed to do. Baba Jagaban, this was not the agreement. The agreement was for you to bring people who can work, people who can revamp this economy, people who can give Nigeria hope, people who can give Nigeria strength, people who can give our youth hope and let them believe and still have faith in their motherland. No, this government is about a cabal of rich people who can buy slots, who get money passed to donate, who get money passed to fund the election. Now they want to compensate. So what is left? Come out with your full chest. Nothing to all of you now. If EFCC owe you, DM me. I go come meet you for EFCC. Let EFCC all the criminals. Now, let me shock people. You see this same Annie Macaulay? She was the same person who said it on social media that our youths are into drugs. Now, when they take drugs, that is when they come to social media to sell sort of rubbish and nonsense. That's the same person that has been giving NSITF, what did they call it? Slots to go and manage funds. Do you know what NSITF is? Whatever. Do you know what it is? Where different companies must put a specific amount of money. First Lady of Federal Republic of Nigeria, leave agriculture and begin to check the people that are in your husband's cabinet. What? Me, I don't join APC. If they not celebrate me, I go welcome myself to the party. So if you are a criminal, don't be ashamed again. There's no point we going up and down again and preaching hope and unity in this country anymore. There's no point we telling our youth to go and read. Education is important because obviously all the education now, now people will be crime pass, people will be steal pass, people will get confidence that nothing will happen. Now then the government now. So my fellow youth, please, any crime that you are doing, stop hiding your face. Come out.
My father's government is encouraging them.
Amazon offers hourly employees healthcare the first
Annie Macaulay, una here, oh, they all they carry, they give people position for for APC, rah. Those when they do the work, they don't recognize them again. Anyway, now their problem with that. Now Peter Obi says 4 years is enough for him. He's 4 years is enough for him to do what he actually anybody when he won't work, 4 years is enough. All this one that they are doing 8 years is a waste of everybody's time. They should just make it 4 years for everybody, to be honest. That way, we will know those who are working and those who are not working. Look at what APC has done, for instance. What do they have to show in the 2 years that they've been in government? Everything has worsened in 2 years. Everything. Do you understand? So, again, let me remind you people, as we are pushing this, as we're observing, we also need to pay attention and put our leg. We'll put our leg for the electoral reforms. I'll let you guys listen to what Peter Aka said. And there's a notice, a public hearing notice. I think I shared it on my post. You guys should go and check it out and see wherever you're living. If you're in Abuja, Kano, Borno, Lagos, Enugu, Akwa Ibom, go check it out and be there, because that's where they're going to be taking the hearing on the electoral reforms, guys. So please, let's pay attention to
because
this.
Make I tell, all right, my country people, fellow Nigerians, how una dey? Very important and quick updates on electoral reform and the struggle to fix
Welcome,
INEC.
Frank.
My
Thank
people,
you.
You see this issue of election to fix INEC for this country. So make I tell una the truth. No be say we when they talk and we think say the thing is you. It is almost impossible because they no go want to am. The only thing we go give Nigerians the kind of election where we need to be able to vote our leaders and hold them accountable na electoral revolution. Nigerians must decide to put the maximum pressure on the National Assembly and the politicians to do am. Because make I tell you, if we fail to fix election for this country, anybody when they complain about Nigeria insecurity, this one not the inflation, hunger, and we know they talk about election for 2027. It then means we just the wait to renew subscription for Shege and complain, because nothing go change. We must fix the root cause. So that is why I come say make I give una this very important update. I know say some people don't they complain that they ask me what of WhatsApp link, we won't join group. No worry, I go post all those links for my story. You go join them, but it is not about joining group. You know say anybody go fit join group, including those we want and we no want. You understand me? But we go post and make you join. No. But the most important thing is for us to ensure say we mobilize ourselves to take action. Right now, National Assembly, they organize public hearing for this constitutional review and electoral reform. And they don't put them, and you can see the mischief where they with our lawmakers. Among all the items where they consider for the public hearing, where they don't put down for electoral reform, none of them talk about mandatory electronic transmission of result by INEC. Nobody they talk about the glitch. Nobody they talk about how to ensure say technology from the beginning, from voting to coalition. They put other things, but you know involve that one. That is why you must ensure say if you fit, make you did those public hearing, so that we go here, you go hear the thing where they talk, and you too, you go raise your own as Nigerians, whether you did civil society, anyone where you did. These public hearings, they go hold them across the 6 geopolitical zone. So I just won't give you the address and the names of the places as much as you can. Try to do there. If you dare Lagos, for Southwest, it will hold in Lagos State, Watercrest Hotel for Ikeja. For Akwa Ibom, it will hold for Ikotekpene. That is 4 Points Hotel by Sheraton, Ikotekpene in Akwa Ibom State. For Southeast, it will hold for Enugu International Conference Center for Enugu. For Northwest, it will hold for Kano State. That is Bristol Palace Hotel, Kano. And then in the Northeast, it will hold for Borno State, Mohammed Indimi International Conference Hall in the University of Maiduguri. And in the North Central, it will hold for Plateau State in Jos. That is Crispan Hotel for Jos, Plateau State. I take God beg you, if you know say you fit day as CSO, it is holding on the 3rd and 4th of July. After that one, they go get the House of Reps own. Now the issues where people talk about more, now they go put for floor for consideration. Make we take these things step by step. Ensure say if you fit, make you do those public hearing. Follow up to know the final bullet points where they decide to put for this constitutional and electoral reform at a bill where they go one passing to law. So that from there we go start to be ready. By the time it has gone to the floor of the Senate and House, Nigerians must mobilize themselves. Senate Committee Chairman on INEC, Senator Simon Bakolalong. Deputy Chairman of that committee, Senator boy Abdulaziz Yaradua. We dey look una, we dey see as una dey waka this Kurukere movement. How many years una never want pass INEC reform, but una go pass am. Fella say them no want take am, but them take am. On this INEC reform we mount. Whatever it takes, Nigerians must have free and fair, credible and peaceful election. So my people, take this information and let us continue to work together. My name is Peter for Nigeria. Electoral reform fix INEC. No electoral reform, no election. God bless Nigeria. I love you. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So you see what that means, right? So no electoral reform, no elections, no electoral reforms, no election. You're absolutely right, Esther. Under 2 years, President Captain Traore, exactly. He has fixed, look at what is going, look at the transformation that's going on in Burkina Faso. Just take a look at that. Just take a look. So any government that really wants to work, they're not they take them. 4 years is more than enough. 4 years is more than enough for this government to really do what they need to do. To be quite honest with you, 4 years it reached them to finish the work. May everybody know, so okay, you know, oh okay, these people, this is what has happened, you know. But our own, they go first take 4 years, take dry the treasury, steal for themselves and their family. In fact, they don't even do am at all. Then the last 1 year for the 8 years, you consider they run up and down. We can't continue like this now. Mona check am. We can't. We cannot continue. You know, this is not making any sense. All they do is just come, just to take advantage of the opportunities in the country. Look at him going to St. Lucia to go and do what? To go and do what exactly? When your country is under siege, your country is under siege, insecurity. You won't go bring scholarship, you can't go bring people, right? You can't go bring people. Then insecurity, when those ones will come school now, they'll come these people. I don't understand. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense at all. I beg, make I let you now listen to this quick video. Then we will call am a day. We'll come back later. We'll come talk am. So if you guys want to ready, come me, I want learn. Now learn, I want to learn for my hand today. May everybody can talk their own side. I beg. You know. So let me see. Bear with me, oh my people. Where is this video? Okay. Now, did you guys listen to this guy? I like his take sometimes, but let's hear what he had to say about this coalition thing. So I kind of had two
For
videos.
instance, in doing this,
Hold on 1 second. Let's start this from the very beginning.
prove that he
Very good place to start. Okay. Aha.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Now, the People's Democratic Party seems to be making headway as it finally held its 100th National Executive Committee meeting on Monday, where members of the party unanimously reinstated Senator Samuel Anyanwu as the National Secretary. The reinstatement was disclosed by the acting national chairman of the PDP, Ambassador Umar Damagum, who said upon assumption, Anyanwu would write a letter notifying the Independent National Electoral Commission of PDP's National Convention. However, the party might still have a score to settle with members in its southeast fold who have been vocal about their objection to Anyanwu taking the position instead of Sunday Ude Okoye, who is their preferred candidate for the office of National Secretary. Well, joining us on the show this morning to discuss the options open to the Southeast Caucus of PDP following the party's insistence on returning Senator Samuel Anyanwu as National Secretary, ignoring the region's protest, is Professor Oke Ikechukwu, Executive Director of Development Specs Academy. Always a pleasure to have you on the program, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Right. Great to have you. Good morning, sir. Let's have a good to see you again. I mean, the last time I saw you were in Abuja. Let's have a dig. Southeast Caucus, Anyanwu's reinstatement. A couple of people in the Southeast are saying this is not in our favor. Although the PDP had a good time by speaking to people that oppose them and say their party will implode by saying, "Oh, peace has come back to stay." Do you think what the PDP declared just on Monday was Pyrrhic victory?
Well, it might turn out to be at the end of the day, but the question of the party imploding, I'll come to it later. It's already imploded long before now. The critical issue on the table is the choice of Anyanwu, and then the submission from the Southeast Caucus that, look, this man is not our candidate. Question number one, is this new in the PDP or in any of the political parties? The answer is no. If you think back to, was it 2019? Yes. Atiku contested for president or for the presidency or for the office of president under the PDP with Peter Obi as his running mate. The same reaction you're getting now is the reaction you got from the Southeast. If you recall, after Peter was chosen by Atiku, there was a press conference by those who call themselves Southeast stakeholders within the PDP. That group was led by, then Governor Dave Omoye, among other people. On that occasion, they addressed Nigeria that, no, this is not our choice, among other things. But the candidacy or choice of Peter Obi stood despite that. That reaction was based, I think, on the assumption or the understanding sometime behind the scenes that Ekweremadu was going to be the candidate. And if you recall, the feelers from the PDP was that nobody knew this was coming and that Atiku made the announcement and fled the premises. Peter still contested against stood. So it is not new. The other point to note is that, yes, you asked about whether it will be a Pyrrhic victory. Remember that 2019 election, Peter got majority vote in the Southeast, but those opposed to him made sure that Buhari got 25% of the votes which he needed in order to win. So it is for them to ask themselves questions. What we are doing now, is it what will he deliver to us? But more importantly, you may have a party caucus that's also not on ground. The challenge is for Anyanwu to prove that he's the big boy those supporting him think he is. So if he's the big boy, if he has clout, but his brothers and sisters don't want him, let him show that. Let him prove that by the kind of, warehousing he will carry out in the Southeast. So it is not new. It's not unusual. Let's place some facts on principle on the table and then come to the matter of zonal politics. In principle, you cannot challenge a political party for taking a position on any issue at all. But from the matter of building party cohesion and synergy and giving everybody a sense of belonging, it would make sense to say that, look, if you're choosing somebody from my family, I should be the one to say, this is the person I want to represent us in the village square. So I can understand the caucus concern, but take that concern even further back to the time of Obasanjo. All the Senate, most of the Senate presidents chosen when the Southeast had the presidency, were they really candidates of the Southeast? Probably except one. So those are the things to consider. As far as I'm concerned, what's going on in the PDP now is not unusual. As for implosion, the PDP has imploded long ago, and I'll give you the reason for it. If you think of the re-entry of Alhaji Abubakar into the PDP, and he got the ticket, and how many people got annoyed, and how very powerful politicians in the North said, okay, he has got the ticket, let us see how he's going to win the presidency. That party is trying to pretend that it still has an identity. He's trying to pretend that the NEC can actually take binding decisions. He's trying to pretend that he can control his membership when nobody can control Nyesom Wike. So the party, I've said it before and I'll say it again, will take part in the next election
It will participate in the election, but I doubt that it will contest. And what that means is, if you're contesting with me for a gunfight and you come with a catapult, you're participating, you're not contesting, because to contest is to be prepared and equipped to win. The party is not poised to win that election at the level of strategy, at the level of cohesion, at the level of building internal democracy, and at the level of making all the regions feel they belong. The issue in the Southeast, what that will mean is that those who are angry will engage in anti-party activities if there's any election tomorrow morning. Because they will then want to spite Anyanwu. Okay, you say you're the big boy, you've gotten the secretaryship despite our opposition, will not do anything for the party. Those are the challenges and dangers the PDP should contemplate and navigate.
Okay.
At the moment now that he's taken the decision that he has to be Senator Anyanwu.
Okay, Prof, what does that "we will not do anything for the party" look like in your own assessment? Because there's speculation that it's possible that Governor Mba might be one of the next governors to decamp to the APC. But of course, there's also the emergence of the coalition and how they have adopted the ADC, and they've brought in disgruntled PDP members as well. Where do you see the balls falling? And of course, the fact that we can't ignore the Peter Obi effect as well, and the stronghold that he has in the Southeast. Where do you see the dice falling?
Three factors on the table: the coalition, Peter Mba's possible defection, and Peter Obi's relevance in the Southeast. Beginning with the coalition. You cannot have a coalition of people who are not only disgruntled, but all of them have had very disturbing relationships with each other in the past, have ideological differences, and they are also nearly all of them angling for the position who step down for the other. Secondly,
hi.
All this talk about coalition we are talking about, apart from Abuja, Lagos, and maybe press releases, what efforts are being made at the levels below the national, even the periphery of the national, to create some kind of understanding, some kind of building backwards that, look, let's go to our party members in the state and tell them it's in our interest to do this. They want to form a coalition at the top and with it rule Nigeria. So that is problem number one. Problem number two, look at the relationship between nearly all of them. Remember that El-Rufai has the challenge of the Muslim ticket. Then Babachir is a diehard Christian. Many people think that Atiku Abubakar should step down. Rotimi Amechi is on the table, and some of us are not entirely sure what he's bringing to that table. David Mark is there also, 3-time Senate president with a lot of clout, among other things. Picture a room where all of them are sitting together to form a government for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. How will the conversation go? What are the policy issues they will bring up? They are likely to discuss positions. Who will be vice president? Who will be? It's not about development, even though the intention on the table, on the pretext, is development. The concern is to remove the APC government. Supposing, for instance, in doing this, they are telling us this is what we want to put on the table once we get rid of the APC. You see, there will be a basis for conversation. But to sound very angry, to tell us that all of us are suffering, we know that, including those who are telling us that we are suffering. What do you intend to do about it? What are the alternative policies? What strategies are in place? The parties in which you are today, are they doing well? Is there internal democracy in those parties? The states where your party is governing today, are they doing well? Are the governors exceptional? When you consider all of these, then that's why I look at the whole coalition talk with a lot of pessimism. For simple reason that whereas it will be wonderful for them to displace the APC and replace APC by some or whatever name they choose to call the party, the question I ask myself is, are they really preparing to do that? There's a difference between engagement and strategic engagement. You want to deal with the rain and a leaking roof, and you bring only buckets. You're not thinking of replacing the roof. They are not being strategic, and the profile of the individuals involved presents a double-barrel negative challenge for all of them. So that's at the level of at the matter of the coalition. They may pull it off, but I really need to see what they will do that will be so strategic as to displace a man who put all of them on the table, gave each of them 24 strokes of the cane, despite everything put in place for him, and became president. Now that he's president, he will also now probably be in the balcony drinking, and then you replace him. They should prepare for a fight if they are serious, and I don't see them being sufficiently strategic to do that. But the effect of what I'm saying is that It should then probably annoy them into designing a fantastic strategy for displacing the APC. But as it is now, I don't see that strategy. Peter Mbah's defection is a possibility. I don't know him. I don't know about him. Is it possible to defect? Yes. Could that make people say, oh, this man is not reliable? Yes, they can say that. But I will also ask, is conversion possible? Ideological conversion possible? Yes. Do defections occur in political parties? Yes. Do some of us like it? No. Does it remove the fact that somebody can do it? It doesn't. If you don't want him to defect, give him reasons not to defect. If somebody is going to defect from your party, why is he doing so? What's the problem with your party? Why is he moving? If you can't prevent him, first of all, admit your own shortcomings that are making people vacate your own address. The third point was the Peter Obi factor. Yes, Peter Obi is very popular in the Southeast, not only in the Southeast, but all over the Federation. The obedient movement is strong and powerful and even growing stronger, but as I keep telling the movement, or whatever it is called, there are no polling booths on the internet. There's no polling booth on Facebook or Instagram. Polling booths are in specific local locations and they have to be manned by party agents. That's fact number one. Fact number two, is the Labour Party or the Obedience or both of them together, are they building any kind of cohesion such that there's a progressive development of ideological purity, group cohesion, meetings and encounters leading to the development of structures at the ground level? I'm not seeing it. Finally, on the P2P factor or matter, Obedience have argued convincingly and correctly that, look, we've proven a lot of people wrong. They say that without structure, you cannot win elections in Nigeria. But without structures, see all the votes we got in Lagos, see all the votes we got in all over the country. Fantastic. But I ask you this. There's an Igbo saying that the person who uses a mouse trap sets a mouse trap in order to catch a chimpanzee. The trap will actually catch the chimpanzee. But you know the problem? The hunter will neither come home with his trap nor the meat of a chimpanzee. You got all the votes, no question about that. You won Lagos, I believe you. Did those votes come into your pocket? No. Why? If you know the answer to that question, are you doing anything about it? So it's okay to announce that Peter was... Oh, look, they are just wasting the time they need to prepare for the next election in speech-making, in self-adulation, and in what you might call it, conversations that are not going further down. They are wasting the potential and possibilities of that movement. And also, I'd like to comment briefly, if you recall in the last election, look, Labour Party is correct in saying we know they give shishi. But I'll ask that party to make a distinction between mandatory expenses and discretionary expenses. If you send me to go to the market and buy you groundnut, and give me the money for the groundnut, but no money for transport, you say, oh, I'm a volunteer, I love you, but I may get tired on the way.
Exactly.
And the danger is that your enemy may give me a ride, and I'll say, wait, why am I even suffering all of this? They have to recalibrate the conception of I know they give shishi to mean we will not bribe or spend money to subvert the process, but we'll deal with necessary costs for those who will work for us. I've had to run a program. You know, the program was a youth program, and it was even in his state. The youth, we had so many volunteers. I said on the budget, the ushers are going to be paid 5,000 per day. Somebody pointed out that, they are volunteers. I said, fantastic. All of us can pay our bills. These are young boys and girls with no real means of income. What will it cost us? Let them know the value. The reason is that when you pay them for the cost of moving around, you'll be able to separate those who are greedy from those who want to work. But when you force everybody to pretend to be nice, oh, I don't eat. Meanwhile, he's carrying a spoon in his pocket, watching out for any stray plate that nobody is watching so that he grab a few grains. That is part of the problem of that party and that group and that movement. It is good to be organized. It is good. Even now, there's no
association of stingy men.
That conversation must migrate the personality of Peter Obi out of conversation into the ideals that the government run by him will represent. That's number one. Number two, they must develop legs on the ground. Number three, and most critically, they must structure their funding clearly and tie it to specific things that enable parties to develop. It's not whenever there's anything to be done, you begin to find out, oh, this person will have to buy the ticket for him, so remove him from the list of those who are traveling. As long as they go on like this, they will also contest in 2027. No, they will participate, but they will not contest. That's in the element of the
this na very good advice. So I'm not going to lie.
And the rest of it. They are not preparing to displace APC because you're talking about a party that used fantastic strategy as opposition, demarketed the PDP comprehensively, demarketed Jonathan comprehensively, sometimes without data, claiming, once we come in, we'll have $1 to $1.
Exactly.
Successfully did that. He came to the primaries, contrary to everybody's expectation. Tinubu got the ticket. He came to the election. So he's a walkover. How can he? He has lost. He won the election. No matter the means, people are still seething with anger about the method. But the truth of the matter is that if you're going to displace or take on such a person, prepare for the fight.
That's right.
If you want to go into boxing or wrestling, prepare for wrestling. Don't go and prepare for with wrestling skills for boxing.
That's
then
true.
When they defeat you, say, the man was too violent. Are you not the one who said you want to fight? So I think this delusional element of hoping that applause from the people will give you the presidency, it will not.
That's true.
That, I'm nice, I do it will not help the obedient movement. That movement needs to sober up, impressive as it is. It needs to develop more legs on the ground.
That's
it needs
true.
to also make sure, that those are some of the points to put on the table in this regard.
That's true.
Professor, you've done a wonderful job of painting analogies. I think it would have been an honor to be in classroom with you, just the way you're able to break down issues and give really poignant examples so that everyone can understand what you're trying to make. Just then you talked about what the Labour Party needs to do in order to transfer from being popular on social media and, in society to real live votes. But, at the very beginning of your answer to Vimbai's question, you talked about how the coalition really does need a lot of work, that essentially these are people who have so much differences between themselves that it might be difficult for them to put together a strategy if they really are going to unseat the APC. So I would like to ask you what strategy you think that they should adopt in the same way you've listed what the Labour Party should do. What do you think that the coalition should do? And then very quickly about the APC, even though you have touched on it already, what more should they be doing, or do they need to do anything? It does seem as though they are, in some context, perhaps relying on all of these defections as their strategy. Could that be enough to keep them in power in 2027? I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think the coalition should do in terms of strategy and what the APC can or should be doing to reaffirm its strong position it currently has.
First of all, very quickly, the APC issue, the coalition should define its ideological trajectory. We are coming in to replace the APC because of we want to do this and this. That's number one. Number two, this is how we're going to do it, implementation strategies. The kind of candidates we'll want will be this type of candidate, a competent Nigerian, but in order to create balance, the president will come from this place, the vice president will come from this place. Then in terms of spread, we're going to hold meetings. First, each of the coalition parties will meet at the regional level. Begin at the ward level, council level, local government level, state level, regional. Come to the national to announce, yes, we've created an organic engagement. Because when the SDP was reformed again and they did the thing they did in Abuja, the reason it collapsed was because they need to do a drill down. If they do these three things, people will become clear about their narrative and know whether to trust them or not. But to keep coming on air and saying we are doing coalition to remove Tinubu, how do you assume that removing him will give us anything better? And this has nothing to do whether he is there or not. If they like, let them remove him. I'm suffering like everyone else. But the point I'm making is, there was a time in this country Nigerians said, or some prominent Nigerians said, anything but Jonathan. Get rid of him, he's incompetent. Tinubu came on, Buhari came on, and the world, everybody said, good heavens, we're in hell. Buhari has left, Tinubu is here, we are screaming. So the ability to complain is not the issue. Plan a strategic displacement template, apply it, without these clear narratives. You are coalescing for what? You haven't told us. Why, for instance, people are asking, why will certain people be the ones who are standing to contest? And all the individuals mentioned have their challenges. Clear all of that, then you're making sense. Otherwise, this is just entertainment. With all due respect to the persons involved, it will peter out. Now, on what was it? The second point was the
APC.
APC itself. Yes, the APC has no business celebrating the volume of people decamping. Because as they are coming in, you must also be welcoming and warehousing them. This second element is critical. If people are entering into a room, you planned a party for 50 people, now 75 people have turned up. Please make sure everybody coming in, don't leave them standing around. The place will become disrupted. So the possibility of that problem is there, but more importantly, is for the APC to begin to articulate more clearly its policies. The engagement in 2027 is coming a little too early. I think the APC might need to ask some of those excitedly jumping up and down for that, and clearly looking for money to spend, or those who will sponsor them, that it may all backfire. It's coming too early. Focus on your programs. Tell us how it's reaching the grassroots. Do drill down communication. Fortunately, they have the kind of Minister of Information that is believable. They should also sweep away all, there be 10 or 12 other people who say they are communicating either strategy or policy or whatever. Government communication should come from one point. All these people, Tinubu has done this, and they reel off a number of things. You can't hear them well because they are talking about too many things. The dignity of national communication should be retained in the form in which it is, this is what you're being told, it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. So those are some of the things to put on the table.
Okay, Prof. I would like to disagree with you as regards some of your strategies. What you're saying invariably, what you're saying invariably is that we should look at the APC playbook in 2015. They wanted it the most. Let's declare chaos. I don't think it's bad for Peter Obi to say, I am not going.
Point again. Take that point again.
What you are saying is APC wants it the most. If you are ready to fight with them, you have to fight dirty. I don't think it's bad for Peter Obi to say, I want virtue. Let me tell you some of the things APC did in 2015 that people now glorify today. The same APC said it will form a parallel government if they don't win. That's an invitation to anarchy. Are you saying all of us should be mad at the same time because we want to win election and throw the country under the bus? With what you are saying, are you saying someone under a Goodluck Jonathan that said the blood of nobody is worth shedding for this country? Are you saying he too could not have put security out there and destroyed the country and let it be in a chaos society? Let's not endorse evil. If people perpetrate evil, we should condemn them. Yeah, response, sir.
We have a minute there.
Response number one, you don't have to do what APC did if it was bad in order to replace it. If a man is doing something bad, understudy him, plan to remove him without doing exactly what he did. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to find somebody who is fighting dirty, design a template that will make you not to lose to him. That's the point I'm making. Not do what he did. No. In any case, if he's fighting without virtue, fight for virtue. Promote virtue. Indicate the benefits of virtue. Point out that virtuous leadership leads to better citizen welfare and give examples of how it's done. That's what I mean. An alternative narrative that will be an effective strategy without being the strategy of the guy you want to eliminate. That's the point I'm making.
Okay, thank you. We can still debate all of this extensively. Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Professor Kichiku.
Trust me.
Always a pleasure having you. It is time now for a short break. When we return, Ebi, your mom will be here with a global sport.
This was fantastic, guys. This was really good, I have to say. I mean, that guy literally gave us a template. So what do you guys think? I think this is an awesome I'm going to repeat this interview again when we come back later on in the day, because he really broke it down. I really like that. You understand? Kenny, who are you rooting for? Rufai? No, but Rufai had asked a valid question, because he's saying that look at what APC did. It was for further clarification. So even though Rufai came the angle he did, he was able to respond to it in a very acute and precise manner. I don't think that there was anywhere he destroyed Kene. Kene, I say you can't like this violence. So he said destroy Kene in 20 seconds. No, now when he said all of that, when he got the opportunity to explain it even further, he was able to break it down. Like, if this person is going this way, you should go this way, and show examples of why. That's it. I'm happy he asked the question. I really am. He broke it down to exactly, Michael. That's what I think. But this man is responsible for PO political career. The guy is a brilliant man. God damn. Oh my, I doff my cap to my cap, my scarf, my what do they call that, gele, and my hair tie for all these people. Very impressive. Ewo mama, ewo lebarel with me here. See, God, Nigeria is blessed. Anyway, let's move forward. Next video. He has been with PO for 20 years. Wow. I'm sure PO is listening to him. This is why I appreciate the person of PO. If they listen to other people and you go see things go there. I mean, I'm impressed. Like when people came for David Udeng put something out and people came for him. I understood where the guy was coming from. You need to let us know, because to be honest, me, I'm not gonna know. Everybody's just playing it by ear. Like the delay, the more we delay, the more dangerous it is, because APC, they are planning. APC already have their own on ground. They are doing what they need. We need to know the trajectory, where we are going, so that we can mobilize early. That's all David was saying. You might not like the way he said it. It might come off wrong to you. But always, for me, Shao, I don't know. They look things I always like to read and understand the mind, where person they come from. But some people were now saying, oh, he's not working for APC. Oh, he's not. It doesn't work like that. Disagreement no means say I'm now against you. We have to disagree every now. Not be every time we they agree with each other. Okay? Learn to understand where other people are coming from. In doing that, you don't know, maybe those messages or those questions will prompt the answer that is needed for that time. We are in a very critical time in Nigeria right now. Everybody's idea matters. You understand? Even the worst people, even the APC people that maybe trigger us so much, when they say things, so I listen to them, as painful as it is sometimes, but when you listen to them, you are now able to take what you need to take from it and run, right? Anyway, let's move forward. That's true, as much as it doesn't have to, but we need to know, though, so that we can mobilize. Do you understand? Look at what APC is already doing. Look at what APC is already doing, right? APC is already campaign mode. They're already campaigning everywhere. You can't take that one for granted, though. I agree, and that's why I really appreciate that PO did not say everything, even during the interview that he gave with the Obedience. He didn't say everything. He not use all maths, they talk. Most of the questions were answered, at least for the coalition aspect. He admitted that he was in talks with the coalition. He not say they work with them. Do you understand? So let me still say I'm still observing, and I'm still a bit confused about this. I'm still paying attention to see which trajectory or where direction this is all going. Then I can make an informed decision. Do you understand? So yeah, as much as I agree with you, but say not be only they work. There are people that are also working and wanting to do things. So if for those people, they need to know, so that they will know as they package themselves. That's true. I agree with you, Kenny. Let's listen to this.
Well, now Peter Obi has stepped up his attempt to shape a new Nigeria, declaring his intention to run for president in 2027. But to make this happen, he says he's willing to serve just one 4-year term if required, depending on whatever agreement he reaches with those who support his political ambition. Mr. Obi also refuted speculation that he might contest on a joint ticket with the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as part of an agreement with the opposition coalition. And at a time when this country has so many challenges on its doorstep, the former governor of Anambra State and 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate talked about how he intends to make Nigeria great again. He said that if elected president, he would restore stability to this country within 2 years, insisting that in his first 100 days in office, he would bring order to governance and would prioritize security, education, and pulling people out of poverty. And he said he'd do this by cutting the cost of governance and fighting corruption from day one. He would then channel recovered funds into key critical sectors. So how do we decode these headline-grabbing statements in a country with a long list of politicians who make promises they can't keep?
Were you recently injured in a...
Politicians who make promises they can't keep. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the interim national coordinator of the Obedient Movement Worldwide, Dr. Yunusa Tanko. Dr. Tanko, thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me, Charles.
Let's get straight into it.
Good evening, everybody.
Let's get straight into it. He said he would restore stability to this country within 2 years if elected. That may well be beyond what anybody can realistically expect to happen in 24 months. Can you decode that statement for us?
For somebody who within his first term of the office have been able to unite an Iberians within a short period of time by making sure the backlog of some of the deficits in governance were taken care of, I think he has proven himself.
Well, Anambra State is a state.
Yeah, it is
Nigeria is a federation.
Of course, because you must have started somewhere to prove your method. That's where you have records of service. And his record has shown clearly that he has shown difference in how he wants to deal with issues.
But do you think it's politically wise to give such a well-defined time span? Because the fear of those who support him is that he's at risk of joining that long list of politicians who make promises they can't keep.
And probably an opportunity for also him to break the jinx of politicians who make promises and fulfill them.
Good point.
Because when you look at the situation, there's so much decay in the system that only one or two things that you will do as a president, and then it will wipe up a lot of tears in the eyes of people. This is somebody who, even before he is a president, has traveled up to Egypt, going to study how the electricity issues have been salvaged in that country. Even if it's that particular one that he's able to do, he has proved a lot of doubt in Thomas is correct.
Yeah, but the point is that it's not that particular one. It's not one. So when you say stability, when you say that you're going to restore stability within 2 years. I mean, it's an attractive message, but one has to wonder how practical it is, because restoring stability is a broad term. But when you break it down, we're looking at political, economic, and social stability. We're talking about energy stability, electricity, education, health institutions and the health workforce, poverty, agriculture, democracy, etc. I mean, the experts say that will take a long, frenetic time and will require substantial investment. Some estimates are already suggesting that to do this, he will require, hundreds of billions of dollars. Where is he going to get that kind of money? Or you haven't thought that through?
Do you see me smiling at you?
I see you smiling at me.
Because there's particular indices in this country that unify us. We are divided religious, tribal, and ethnic line for a very long time. For me, particular, who I'm from a northern part of this country, and I've seen how the decay in the system have been. I've been a presidential candidate, I've been a chairman of all political parties, and I know the historical background of this country. This is an opportunity to unite this particular country, and Peter Obi is a unifier. Let me give you an example. A lot of our brothers and sisters in the southeast feel annihilated and deny the right to put in place leadership. Let's assume now all of us now agree and say, Excellency Peter Obi, take the mantle of leadership. Do you know what that means? It's a single unifying factor that can unite the country within a short period of time. Just that announcement and allowing him or supporting him to become president. Do you know the number of people that would have come back into this economy? Most of the people who have traveled out of the country, both of them are technical academicians. Everybody will want to come back just because he's running for election. 12.5 million Nigerian youth registered to vote. It's a unifying factor. And if he can be able to bring the best of our Nigerians back into the country, I can tell you he can take care of economic situation, he can deal with the issue of tribal sentiment, he can deal with the issue of religion, he can deal with the issue of lack of education, because this is a man who has been able to bring his own people from the dwelling of 26th position in Wire to number 1. It's a practical example. So if he has already done that within short period of just even 1 year, you do this and put them in a practical form, he has succeeded.
Well, it all sounds brilliant listening to you talking, but the reason I'm asking you this is that people want to have a very clear picture of what he is saying he'll do and how he intends to do it, because they fully intend to hold him to account when and if the time comes. So in a sense, this is a warning to him. Don't make radical promises you can't keep. Don't betray the trust of the people because of the ambition you have to be president. Because people don't want the already bad news in their lives to be magnified if the hope they place in him is torn.
Can you imagine?
Every year, millions of dollars in burial benefits for the state go unclaimed, simply because people don't know about them. That's why...
If the hope they place in him is torn.
Can you imagine for a single one person, that's Peter Obi, to be in charge of the obedient movement? The most challenging people who are angry for good governance and demanding for good governance are in the obedient movement. They have put up a template. On a continuous basis, they checkmate him. And he's been able to show capacity on that. If he can weather the storm of the younger generation, I don't think he has problem of weathering the storm of the Nigerian situation. Because already he has been put onto a test mark. At every point in time, no single presidential candidate, as of today, can withstand to go on a Twitter space and face those Nigerians who are angry. No single one. And he has been able to do it time without number. That shows you that he has the capacity to lead and challenge the status quo. It's an open challenge. If any one of them, including Mr. President, can do that open space, pilot fact is there. Please check on them. Go there and speak to Nigerians. And they will ask you picking questions. Something that had to do with their life, and they want concrete answers. So he has been able to give on how and why and what he can do as a person, and he has been able to exemplify himself clearly. We are not supporting anybody. We are supporting somebody who has capacity, credibility, and has intellectual knowledge of what the problems are, and is ready to deal with it headlong.
Right. So just to be clear, he understands what the problems are. He has information about what resources he has available to tackle them, and he's going to attack them as fast as possible. And that is his mindset, and nothing is going to block him or thwart his efforts in getting this agenda through if elected.
All right. Let me give you another example. In Nigeria, we look at leaders and followers. Some look at followers as a level of disdain. I'm talking about somebody who, to me, it's amazing. He went to an Almajiri school. He is from the southeast. He went to the Almajiri school. Not only did he sit with them, he was not even holding them in the maybe smelling probably anything. No, he went into their toilet to see what their challenges are. And then he built them a toilet. He didn't stay behind and say, no, some aides go and look at it and tell me what. No, it was him who went there by himself. This is a practical example of compassion and care for the people. For me, that particular day, he redoubled my effort in working with him. And I know a lot of people were interested. A lot of Northerners who were doubting who he is and what he can do showed example. And even today, it may be amazing to you, a team of leaders from the Emirate Council came to give him an award, take him a chieftaincy council, even though he doesn't believe in it. But one way or the other, it is show up acceptance. And what did they say? We are happy that you are able to come and build borehole for us. We saw how you invest in entrepreneurship of our young ones in the north. We saw how you go into the Islamic school. We saw how you celebrate Salah with us. That for us shows us that you are a man of compassion. What we want from you is just for you to just take it, keep it even in the archives, but let it be known that we are associating with you. These are clear-cut examples of what he has been able to do. And that's to show you that he can be able to do more if you have the resources. He's not in government and he's doing this. What about if he's in government? So you can put that particular into context.
But at this point, he doesn't know what party he intends to run under in 2027.
Well, in the issue of the party, you can see gladiators, Nigerians, patriotic Nigerians are saying, look, this country is in dire needs of a gladiator. Somebody who have that particular capacity to help us midwife into a new era, giving us a new country that all of us will be proud of. We are coming together. Let's salvage this country together. At that point, it has shown clearly there's a purposefulness in what they are doing. And parties will come easily because you have a candidate who, in the political terrain, will play with 6 million votes. Even more than that. As a political party, you will be running after that particular candidate.
But at this point, you and Peter Obi are still members of the Labour Party.
Yes.
You are in the Labour Party yourself.
Yes, I am.
How is the Labour Party? Let me just ask you one quick example, because you are still in the party.
Yes.
How is the Labour Party planning to take part in this Lagos local government elections?
Well, some of the candidates that were presented by the state are there. And there seems to be kind of a form of a synergy between all of the candidates and the probably leadership in the state. The idea is to make sure that you present candidates that can win elections. And it's not only in Lagos State, even in the FCT Abuja here, there are candidates that are being put in place. But I want to assure Nigerians that
automation investment, scam. Shopify automation investment, scam. Airbnb.
Assure Nigerians that we are putting in the best energy we can put in. And we are warehousing candidate. This time around is going to be credible candidate all over the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And these candidates are being warehoused. You may say probably we are giving out an expo. No. Nigerians want to fight for their countries. And they find interest into the obedient movement and the candidate of Peter Obi. And a lot of them, I can assure you, are coming.
Yeah, but I mean, your party is factionalized. And I'm wondering how you're able to move and approach people in a cohesive manner. I mean, even your campaigning, I'm wondering whether the campaign itself is also factionalized. And people are putting up their own sort of, candidates or different messages, conflicting messages.
The attention at the moment now has shifted from political party, but an individual. You agree with me? Yeah. So if the individual gave a directive and the people believe in, they follow suit. The idea is getting the most credible candidate to win elections and believing in the candidate. Unfortunately, we don't have independent candidates in Nigeria. But then we are believing in a particular candidate that we know that when he has the opportunity, he will make Nigeria great. And so everybody wants to align with that particular candidate. It's a plus.
Right. So you're able to convince voters in Lagos State that you are a credible alternative, even though the party is in disarray.
Oh, sure. Because by the time His Excellency Peter Obi raised the hands of any particular candidate, people follow because it is him that they believe. And they believe anybody that follows him must have that particular trait of...
and you didn't create confusion with INEC, with one faction saying this is the candidate, another, just like you're saying this is the chairman, the other one is saying it's not the chairman. I mean...
No. The most important thing is that once INEC take you as a candidate and you believe in the ideology and the principle of His Excellency Peter Obi, you become a candidate of the people. Because already you've learned a system. You believe that somebody who's going to give you something different.
Yeah, but your name has to be there.
Of course, the name has to be there and the political party has to be there. So by supporting that, I said if he comes to raise your hand and say you are the person, he must have done a lot of check on you to be sure that you are. And you must have been an obedient who believed in demanding for good governance in Nigeria.
And he said that he would do a 1 4-year term.
Exactly.
If the agreement calls for that.
Yes.
That is something that a lot of people would be happy to hear.
Of course.
mean, certainly people from the north, because they believe that their turn is 2031.
And for an integrity point of view, he has shown that he's not a man that deviates from an agreement. The idea is let's get the Nigerian part running. Let's get it on the right path. And he's assuring Nigerians he will do so. And he even gave an example of himself as a person that anywhere you see a Peter Obi and he makes a pronouncement, he sticks by it. An example is the woman that he met in the church.
I think everyone should have one of these in their car now for their own protection, especially now that they're so inexpensive.
Is the woman that he met in the church who actually was asking him, why is he in the church? She just saw him and then she started berating him with a lot of questions. And then he said to her, man, I'm just coming in. What was the problem? What did I do? He said, you people are owing me my gratuity and pension. She said, okay, man, don't.
You mean Anambra?
Yes.
Right.
You then say, okay, I will visit you at home. She gave him the address and he visited and he listened to her till he left. There was nobody that was owing pension and gratuity. That example of a leader. You promise and you do. They call it Toknadu in the Benin language. That is the kind of person Peter Obi is.
Right. And the Atiku question.
Yes.
How did that come up?
Well, issue of relationship have been there for quite irrespective.
Yeah, but you have to wonder whether he's consciously trying to publicly distance himself from Atiku Abubakar.
No, relationship have been maintained. Good work, good relationship. There's respect between the both of them. Highly respected individual to both of them. So there's no any issue. There's only the synergy there is that let us work to salvage this country together.
But is there implicit within his announcement that he will not essentially be an appendage of Atiku Abubakar? He won't share a joint ticket with him. Is there an you're saying that is...
That discussion has not been made at all.
Yeah, but he made the statement saying that he refuted speculation that he might contest on a joint ticket with Atiku Abubakar.
That was the same question, would you be the vice president? And all this discussion of that nature has not even come up. So he's just making a discussion to say, look, this discussion did not even come up at the moment. Now, the most important thing is that let's see how we can pull people out of poverty. Let's work together to get Nigeria.
Yeah, but how should we read that? Does that mean that if it comes up and if the terms are favorable, he might consider
that is not even coming. So even why would you even interpret it when it has not, the issue is not been discussed at all?
Exactly. It hasn't come up. That issue has not been
discussed at all.
Charles, he hasn't.
But just like you, he's been very clear on the things that he's going to do and the things that he won't do.
Yes.
Can he be clear on this?
When the time comes, of course, he will be clear.
Saying when the time is now.
Oh, no. This discussion at the moment is to ensure that we are working together as a platform. We want to work together, and you take step by step.
Can I not bully you?
We are all Nigerians that we're still living. Right. When the time comes, it will happen. Everybody will know about it. But now, nothing of that nature has been.
So he's in the Labour Party. He's in the opposition coalition, and I understand there are moves from the PDP also to try and attract.
Exactly.
You see how very good and very attractive he is as a candidate.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, he's got all these sort of pots on the fire.
Yeah, because all of them are opposition political parties.
So as long as they're opposition, he can jump from one to the other.
He's the leader of the opposition, and they're trying to get it together, and the process is on.
Right. So what's going to happen next? What can we expect?
Well, there's a lot to be expected. The alliance and discussions are ongoing. Pronouncement will be made as we move along. The most important thing is that we have
the
platform
Madam
that we
Juliet.
to look, this is ABC. We are agreeing to work on and to ensure that it is just for the people and not for individuals or self-gaining proposition on all. It's a continuous process that we get it right. It's going to be one of the biggest coalitions that Nigerians have not seen, because already Nigerians are discussing about it and they are agreeing that, look, let's work together, and then the leadership are showing that we are going to work together. So it's like giving an answer to the quite large demands of the Nigerian people.
And for the obedient movement that you lead, it doesn't matter where he goes. All he's got to say is jump, and they'll say how high.
That's that way, because that's how you are building an army that want to revolutionize the country on the right path. And of course, where he say he's going, that's where we are. When he say hey, we say hey, hey.
On that note, I want to thank you very much indeed. Dr. Yunusa Tanko is the interim national coordinator of the Obedient Movement worldwide.
Man, there's a lot to look forward to. Everything you said, Kenny, I completely agree. Which one be? Abure will so Gary and shall never rise in Jesus' name. He said, Abure F for big time. Abure turned out to be a disappointment. Heavy disappointment. My people say that it is when you secure the ground that you will start dragging mats with others. That's true. But you know, in this context too, you are not the only one going. If you are the only one, it's different. You have millions of people, and there's so many moving parts to it. So in this scenario now, you have to not play out all your cards, because he hasn't come out to say he's joining coalition. He said he's talking to the coalition. He's, among the coalition, right? He hasn't clearly come out to say it, but it helps to know that he's in talks with the coalition, because that now will send people a message that, okay, he's considering it. So they will know how they will package themselves for grassroots mobilization. A lot of people are waiting for this mobilization on grassroots. Now, a lot of people are waiting, because there's a lot of work to be done in the grassroots. You understand? That's where I think that, yes, he doesn't have to say everything, but just like he came out and everything he gave was vague. There's nothing to hold on to, Why you dey shout nah, Kene? Why you dey shout? I know we will be informed when it's time. So you dey shout for my head. Hey, God, I beg you. Obi has done more than Tinubu self. I'm telling you, make Tinubu make it come parallel facts, make citizens come answer questions. Can Tinubu do that? Can he do that and speak to the people? No Nigerian president has done that since 1960. In 1960, who did it? I want to know. You are right. We need an obedient TV and radio station. Yep. Especially based in Nigeria. Based in Nigeria, we do. I don't know if we can start one here. I don't know. I don't know if people can. Me, I not be part of the obedient people. Me and my own support now, Peter Obi and Ahmed Dati. Because these obedient people, especially the ones I don't know who they be, but those people at the top, I don't know. Sometimes we are the only people that when we are interviewed now always fight. I'm telling you, they go ask you question, no, turn you upside down, remove your clothes, turn your clothes upside down. But when APC comes, they don't dare do them all these things they are doing. Yep, me too. I know now Boko Haram sponsors at the see bam. Exactly. We are here for Ify, how now? They need to start now. Exactly. And start mobilizing. Exactly. So this is why I feel like it was good that he came out. He doesn't have to say everything, because right now they've not decided which candidate. And like you heard when Peter Obi gave his speech then, remember, he said when they were asked, somebody asked him, somebody said no, he has to be president, he has to be the presidential candidate. He said, look, he doesn't know yet, let's find out. He's not even looking, they are still in talks. So you don't want to pull everything out there. Absolutely, right? So with time we will see. He cannot make it try and make Tipe can't give live interview. May we can't answer question. Me, I go like to ask a question. They have mobilized in the grassroots already. It has been going on the ground currently. 500 polling units on lockdown, still counting. Good. But you know what that will do? That would even make people realize, okay, because for instance, let's say an example, now ADC they can adopt finally. They go now need to go back to sensitize the people. This is the party you are voting for. This is where their number is on the ballot. This is how you don't know. So it is important. I'm happy to hear that though. See, that's very good. They need to be careful because there will be intruders. Yep, exactly. They have to be very careful, you know. That's why they are not saying many things out there because of how T-Pain wants to disrupt. Exactly. Even this ADC, they stopped 3 hotels from giving them. Yes, I read about that. They stopped 3 different places. They shut it down so that they will not hold their meetings. Eh? So, I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's listen to Nana Kazaure and then we'll call it a day. We'll come back so that you guys will have time to talk some more in details. See, I beg, our professor, please, I beg, clear calendar for us. I beg, you know, we'll be students for your school. Biko, come and let's discuss this because I'm still like observing. I'm still looking at things. I'm still a bit confused about the whole thing. So I'm sure some of us are too. So it'll be nice to have a very good conversation. Michael, Kene, Ify, Abemona show 4 o'clock. I don't move am back now. 4 o'clock. Once I happen, I will just give una entrance to the platform, to the panel. With the talk and they go while I wrap up. No, listen to Nana Kazaure.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you.
Yeah, 4 p.m. Yes.
Well, Peter Obi has confirmed that he will contest the 2027 presidential election, stating he's willing to serve only 1 term. Now, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party ruled out any joint tickets with Atiku Abubakar and emphasized that any coalition he joins must focus on insecurity, 7 p.m. economic recovery, and poverty reduction. Obi criticized President Tinubu's foreign trips, saying they contrast sharply with the insecurity and hardship in the country. He also outlined plans to prioritize security, education, and cost-cutting in his first 100 days if elected. That is. He reaffirmed commitment to the Labour Party despite ongoing leadership disputes and said efforts were underway to secure INEC's recognition of the Nanadi Usman-led faction. Well, joining us now is former Labour Party spokesperson Nana Kazaure for a chat about Peter Obi's hint of running for president in 2027 for 1 term, his vision, the significance of his 1-term vow, and how it could shape the 2027 race. It's great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
It's good to be here, Hawa. How are you? Good afternoon, Temitope. Good afternoon, Hawa.
Good afternoon. Well, Peter Obi is discussing this 1 term in office, but can you confirm that what the Labour Party's official position is on his declaration? Are you all in line with a 1-party term? And what would be the benefits thereof?
There are many benefits with a Peter Obi presidency. One thing we know is that a Peter Obi presidency is not the first thing he said he's going to tackle within the first 100 days, and he said it very emphatically even recently, would be to tackle the menace of insecurity in Nigeria, to ensure that we have better education, better healthcare for the people of Nigeria. Peter Obi's presidency is one that we should understand will be very people-centered because he's very big on human capital development. Without human capital development, Nigeria cannot thrive without being educated. For example, you might have a talent in something. We see it happen a lot of the time where people open up businesses. But because they're not properly educated, especially in terms, for example, finance, you see that they have issues, there are glitches, you cannot crunch those numbers properly. So he's very big on education, he's very big on ensuring that the Nigerian people themselves develop themselves educationally so that we can thrive as a country. If we're not educated, it's almost impossible for us to do well. If we don't have, he even said it, that the first thing he will hit the ground running and doing will be ensure that Nigerians are secure, the lives of Nigerians, the businesses of Nigerians. are secure. Without security, many of the things that we want to do as a country will be almost impossible.
Now, do you believe, I'm just wondering, Nana, do you believe a one-term presidency can actually allow Peter Obi to implement significant reforms without being beholden to political pressures associated with seeking re-election?
I'm sorry, Temitope, I didn't hear you properly.
I was wondering if you believe a one-term presidency, is enough time for Peter Obi to implement significant reforms without, falling under the political pressure associated with seeking re-election.
You see, if Nigerians do not trust, this is what he said to us when we asked him this question. He said, it's about his integrity as a person. It's about the legacy that he wants to leave behind. If somebody like President Tinubu, which I must say personally, now politics aside, I am quite disappointed that he's not been able to, take the reins of this country. If Nigerians have a distrust in the word of politicians, it's not by virtue of anything Mr. Peter Obi has done. It's because of the history, unfortunately, the very abusive, so that's why there's a lot of mistrust between Nigerians and what her political leaders tell her. One thing we know that a Peter Obi presidency will give us is that institutions will not be run by strong men. We will have stronger institutions. And that's where this is what I want to say. I've said it before on this same platform. If Mr. Peter Obi is the president of Nigeria come 2027 after the elections, and he does well by 2031, trust and believe that it will be Nigerians themselves that would be asking for him to continue. But if Tinubu's government can do so woefully in just 2 years, then it tells you how much time, it tells you what can be done in the same period of time by a man who is determined to serve the people, to serve the country, and to redirect and retool the minds of Nigerians towards a better country. So, yes, I believe that a one-term, if he says that's what he's going to do, it is what he's going to do. He's a man of his word. People see Mr. Peter Obi as someone he's calm, he's very circumspect in what he does, but he's also very firm. And so, yes, if he says he will run for one term, I do not know that that's what's on the table yet. But he did say that if that's what is put on the table, and if he says he's going to run for one term, then so be it. That's what he'll do. And we do trust and believe that that's exactly what he'll do.
And just to hammer the point in one more time, I know you said that 2 years was enough or 4 years was enough to dismantle a system. But with one term, does it really provide Peter Obi the fair chance to implement any of the transformative changes that the party might envision, also knowing that there is a lot of uphill battle and resistance against his presidency, his candidacy, etc.? Is that enough time?
Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God's timing is never wrong. If you're seeing this,
etc., is that enough time?
4 years is enough time. Nigerians have been through so much, and when you have the people behind you, when you are focused, when you say that you're going to tackle criminality, we know that a presidency with Peter Obi, we're not going to have budgets that are being padded unnecessarily. So yes, it's enough time. We already know that a presidency with Peter Obi is not going to use 39 billion naira, for example, to renovate the ICC. He's going to ask, what can 39 billion naira do in healthcare, primary healthcare? What will 39 billion naira do if we split it into 10 billion in education, for example, healthcare? And what can it do with security, to tackle the matters of insecurity? He has said that he's going to make sure that he tackles corruption head on. He's going to make sure that, he's going to cut down the cost of governance. He's not going to be flying in your presentation, you talked about how he critiqued the Nigerian taxpayers' money has gone into traveling out of the country. And we've not seen the results. The president has traveled over 40 times out of Nigeria, and Nigerians still have not seen those results. It's just, promises. We will. What we want is somebody who's going to sit down and get to work. You hear, the monies are going to, the local governments are receiving better, more money coming to them. But I'm not aware. They should show us the bank accounts where local governments have started to receive these monies. And as long as the Supreme Court judgment is not followed and there's a delay, then it begins to undermine the positioning of even our Supreme Court judgments. So much is going, awry in this country, and we're just sitting down like sitting ducks and we're watching. Come 2027, it's going to be the Nigerian people who are tired against this administration. We sit down and we look, why are they so quick to foreclose on opposition? You see them celebrating that people are coming to join their party. You don't see them sitting down with the people who are killed and maimed, people whose livelihoods are destroyed on a daily basis in this country. You don't see, that's what we should be talking about. The Nigerian person, the Nigerian people. Hawa, I'd like to ask a question. When last did you go to the market and you didn't feel like you were being robbed? Because your list, you went to the market, you probably purchased something for 100 naira, and as of today, it's already 500 naira. One careless comment on the day of President Tinubu's inauguration put us, today, inflation is not something that you just see people discussing on television only. It's right here in our faces. It's right, people can hardly live. On Saturday, I was with an old secondary school mate of mine. She was my senior in secondary school, and she said to me, she's an assistant director. She earns about 240,000 naira. She says it's not enough to even fuel her car in a month to get her to work. That's why I'm saying that it will be the Nigerian people against this APC administration, because the hardship is too much. One thing I also do know that
if you've got pink salt, apple cider vinegar, and baking soda in your kitchen, and you're not using this recipe,
the hardship is too much. One thing I also do know is that
sorry, allow me to interrupt. So I would just like to take us back a bit. You talked about trust, and you said Peter Obi is a man of integrity and you trust him. But there's one person, that seems to be disagreeing with him publicly, and that is former presidential aide Reno Omoye, who says the North should not back Peter Obi for the 2027 election, that Peter Obi would not keep his promise. He also published an email that he believes shows Peter Obi lobbying Atiku Abubakar to be his running mate in 2019. And, he has threatened to publish more documentary evidence. I would just like you to react to that.
We don't care.
You see,
mockery is not relevant.
Somebody that I would ordinarily, if you didn't bring him up, he's somebody that I would not even want to talk about. This same person was the one that went around. Did he not have a protest in the UK that Tinubu should not run? What is it he even did? He was all over the place in the UK, running up and down, calling Tinubu a drug lord. There's nothing he hasn't said about President Tinubu. So why should I expect that he wouldn't come? He's singing for his new paymasters. Why would I expect that he wouldn't come for a Peter Obi? Why would I expect him not to say? He said so many things about so many people. So why are we having this discussion?
Exactly. Bam.
Please, let's talk about, I'd rather, when every minute, every second that I have, I've always said this and I will still reiterate this, is to talk about Peter Obi, not to talk about distractions
Bam.
like Mr. Reno Omoye.
Fair enough.
Mr. Peter Obi lobbied in 2019.
Fair enough.
It's not a conversation
we will press fast
that I think
forward.
I should spend any time on.
Exactly. Let's talk about the joint ticket.
Oh!
That was proposed with Atiku Abubakar. What exactly went wrong there? Why is Peter Obi not inclined to join any form of coalition when it seems that the people in the Labour Party themselves, yourself excluded, and some other of those who work directly for Peter Obi's presidential campaign, it seems like the Labour Party itself have turned against him. So outsiders looking in are wondering where the safe space would be for him to even run and get a presidential candidacy, for him to even run for one term. What do you say?
That's why we're still in the coalition talks. Soon there will be announcements that will be made that will allay many people's fears. I do not agree that the Labour Party in its entirety, it's a group that have decided to go the way they want to go. We have a Supreme Court judgment. And even in the last outing that Mr. Peter Obi had, he said it, that he's hopeful that the Supreme Court judgment is what is going to be supreme. The party, and he said it, that the party should be what is supreme. We cannot take the feelings and the misgivings of a group of people and say that's sacrosanct, that is what the Labour Party wants. No, he's still in the Labour Party. And like he said, it's still work in progress. We still have some time. So I think what Nigerians should do, rather than just go with all these permutations and run with it, watch the man in action. He's not the sort of person that likes to dabble. And he's not the type of person that wants to do things that are outside the rule of law. If not, then he would be the dictator and be the autocrat that we say we do not want in government. So in due time and in due course, you will see that the coalition talks, the people who emerge, the groupings and the leadership that will come together in due time. I don't want to give dates, but I know that very, very soon we will understand and see what's going on within the coalition. And he has told us, whatever the situation is, he's the first, but we will hear it from him first and not from third parties. So we just have to wait when things are properly finalized, because, he's also in a position where he has to consult. So it's not just about what he wants. I've said it before. He's running for this office through many hopeful Nigerians. He's not running just by himself, for himself. Yes, he has an ambition that we support. But we should also understand that because he's in consultations, it's not something that we should bring to the table just yet. We are still in coalition talks. We know that in the near future, very soon, there will be all the answers to these questions. But there won't be a coalition is highly unlikely at this time.
Now, considering how the 2023 election played out, how optimistic are you that Peter Obi's commitment to a non-violent and transparent campaign will be enough to attract voters who seem to have grown disillusioned with the way we play politics in Nigeria?
Every year, millions of dollars in burial benefits for the state go unclaimed, simply because people don't know about them. That's why I would...
Disillusioned with the way we play politics in Nigeria.
You see, that's not it, Mr. Peter Obi's fault. And that's one thing that irks me as an individual, as a person, Temi Tokwe. That's one thing that I when I see the level of insecurity, what the government, I'm taking the full responsibility of saying this. You can tell that certain people there's no political will to secure the lives, so that there will be apathy amongst the people. But what I will say is that Nigerians we will not cower. Yes, 2023 happened and lessons have been learned. It won't happen again. This time, you can see if you're somebody who's been following what we're doing. We've been going through our registrations. We've been educating people. We've been talking to grassroots for people to be educated on the reasons why it is detrimental to your life. It is detrimental to your future for you to think it's okay for somebody to come and give you 10,000, maximum maybe 200,000. After the elections, then what? So you see, in a way, what we do when we're speaking to people in the grassroots, when we're talking with Nigerians, the first thing we say, like we say in local parlance, how market? How market? And because everybody knows where the shoe pinches, people can't go to hospitals. For example, there was a medication I used to get at 700 naira. That particular tablet, 700 naira per tablet, as we speak, 2 years down the line, it cost 4,200 for the same drug. So you can see that people can barely even, we're talking feeding, we're talking healthcare, even transportation. So when we say how market, we're telling you, you can't sell your conscience. You mustn't sell your vote, because it does not, at the end of the day, we all suffer it. At the end of the day, the people who, the political merchants who are there for their own self-aggrandizement and not for the service of the people are the ones who are enjoying themselves. And the rest of us sit down in a country like Nigeria that is endowed, and all we have is suffering. All we have are tales of death. All we have is the stench of death. All we have is the fear that if I'm moving from point A to B, am I safe? All we have is the stories that make the headlines of insecurity. So at the end of the day, with the lessons we have learned from 2023, our focus is on INEC. You can actually see that we've been talking about having our electoral reforms that mustn't be tampered with. So INEC has a lot on their plate, and we expect them to do better coming 2027. In terms of violence, His Excellency Peter Obi has done it before. When he felt that he had an issue, he took it to court. He told everybody he's one person that believes very strongly in the preservation of life. He won't tell you to snatch it, grab it, run with it. So now the onus is on you, it's on me, it's on Nigerians all over to be able to say, you know what, we won't do this violently, but we are going to pay close attention at every polling unit to our votes. The votes of Nigerians must count. The insecurity that goes on in this country, Nigerians should and will make sure that right there and then, because it will be a lot more difficult for them to rig. For example, if there are 20 of us that have registered at a particular polling unit, and all 20 of us show up, because there was something that the senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, said on a sister program, and I've always held on to that. How many guns and how many bullets or canisters of tear gas do they have to tear gas over 200 million Nigerians? This time, we're not going to sit down on our laurels and allow our voices be stifled or be quenched by some barons of Lagos, by some godfathers of Lagos. No. Nigerians will take their country into their hands. Nigerians, those are the conversations we're having now. You can see why a man like Peter Obi is on the lips of everybody. People are just tired of the status quo. People are tired of, how can you have a budget that was padded for one solar light, about 260 something million? That's absolutely ridiculous. So Nigerians, we won't be violent, but we will be alert. We will will make sure that our eyes remain on the ball. Right. The suffering is enough. We can't keep up at this pace. It's getting really, really frustrating.
Very well said.
Recently, even recently in Abuja, Apo was attacked by there were bikemen that came as bandits and were about to attack. Look, we're not happy. I asked somebody in the newsroom.
I really hate to interject. We are out of time. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program. All eyes are on the judiciary and on INEC, and of course Peter Obi's
all eyes on INEC.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us for this discussion today.
Anyway, my people, so far we continue to observe. We'll see how this all plays out. Crazy with all the coalition talk now. Obi na say now Obi na they generate food for their table. Then they camp for under PO comment section. Once PO drop comment, so they go run like bees, like ants, soldier ants, enter inside there. They take wetin they fit take. Useless bunch of people. I'm sorry to say. Useless bunch of people. They eat off the crumbs from the table. But anyway, we'll see. We'll continue to observe. I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. Sharp. So I'm gonna share the link so that people can come into the studio. We can get talking right away. So I have mixed feelings, like I said, about this. We'll see. I will continue to observe. My own and my eye na POED. My eye is on PO and Ahmed Dati. That's the truth. So we'll see how everything play out. We'll talk about them. We'll see them, and we're gonna know where we want start to the register en masse for any party that has been adopted. Now, let's not forget, the mission is rescuing Nigeria. Is rescuing, not grabbing power, but rescuing the people and giving them back their power. That is the number one on my plate. Okay? And taking Nigeria out of the poverty, securing that country, encouraging investors to come. Now we go be the first investors for Nigeria. So have that at the back of your mind. Make a list of what it is that you want to see, right? It's not just, and Peter Obi has said it over and over again, the whole coalition thing is not just to, he's not interested in a coalition that's just to grab power. He's only interested in coalition that will deliver Nigeria. Now, day I no day for anybody just to grab power, repeat of Buhari time. Like, by the way, I hear say Buhari they sick, say they carry and go ICU. Anyway, guys, now here we go end them for today. I'll see you now. Actually, now here we end them for now. I'll see you now later on my next one. Thank you very much, Esther, for stopping by. I appreciate you. Hi, Geoffrey. Thank you for stopping by. Kene, Ify, Seed, Michael, Mona show 4 p.m. is gonna be home. Now come educate me. All right, guys. I'll see you on my next one. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day in the meantime.